right, so let's do a share screen here. And what we're going to go over today, just in case any of you haven't been through a QuickBuy session, is that we're going to go through how QuickBuy helps empower you as an agent with immediate offer solutions that are paired with your traditional options that you currently offer sellers out there. Sellers are now starting their home sale search, looking at what a cash solution may be able to offer them. They want to investigate it. They want to see if it is the answer to an issue in their life, but they want it to be a part of the full set of solutions that a brokerage can offer them. You guys are the only ones in your area that have this full set of solutions, so that you can not just capture sellers that are interested in those kind of options, but all sellers that want to know more about it. So you guys have traditional listing, and just to cue you in on the percentage of sellers that elect that, when you offer QuickBuy to sellers, you're still going to have 90% of sellers that elect to take a traditional listing. But when you offer all four solutions to your sellers, the QuickBuy and traditional, it ensures that those sellers don't go to other competitors to find out what a cash solution may be able to offer them. You're giving the 10% of sellers that want that cash solution the availability to look at it, to decide to take it. But the rest of the consumers that just wanted to see it, you are staying in a conversation with them. It's getting your foot in the door with this option, as well as closing the door to other competitors coming in, offering your consumers not as exciting, not as amazing options as what you have. So again, not just getting your foot in the door, but also closing the door to competitors potentially taking your listing. You have a solution now for any situation, any obstacle that a seller may have in their life to not being able to sell their home traditionally. You are problem solvers. That's what real estate agents are. Now you have more solutions for the problems that your consumers have. So what QuickBuy is going to help you guys do, stay relevant. Real estate has changed. These kind of options are here to stay. Consumers like them. And as a market leader, you stay relevant by changing when real estate changes. That's why management has this option for you. This truly is a lead generation program, so it helps you generate more of your own leads and not having to pay for referrals if you don't want to. Save your hard-earned money, use it to market your options, use it to market that, hey, I just got a home sold right away with QuickBuy for my seller, and I made them a strong buyer. Use that money that you were normally using to buy referrals to market your options. Close more listings. Everyone wants to close more listings. When you have more solutions to sellers' problems, it gets your foot in the door, and it closes the door because you are the right agent for them to work with, no matter what option they select. So I would just like to briefly touch on QuickBuy and QuickBuy's parent company, Moving Station. A lot of you guys probably haven't heard of Moving Station. You've heard of QuickBuy because it's been with Home Sale for some time, but you haven't heard of our parent company. Well, Home Sale has worked with Moving Station, our parent company, for a very long time. We have business-to-business partnerships with a number of different BHHS offices out there, and we have had a relationship with your brokerage for quite some time. We've been a business-to-business partner for 25 years. We started our iBuy program about 12 to 13 years ago, so we were one of the first innovators out there working with senior relocatees. We're a relocation-backed company. So we worked with senior relocatees to offer them a stress-free, simple way to sell their home so that all they had to do was focus on that very big move to the senior community. In real estate, it's not just about a transaction, but it's more about why is that consumer wanting that transaction? Where is it taking them? So real estate is always about a move. It's always about relocation. I need to sell my home because I need to get to a bigger home. I need to sell my home because I need to downsize to get to a smaller home. So options allow sellers convenience, certainty, and the ability to choose which options they want to put more focus on and which options they just want more stress-free. We perfected the program with QuickBuy 13 years ago. We got a ton of recognition a few years after we started it. In 2017, we got approached by Zillow to be one of their iBuyers in their pilot program in 5 different metropolitan markets. We worked and bought homes through Zillow for a couple of years. It went really, really well. But our relationship was severed when they asked us to start buying homes based upon the Zestimate value. Now, a lot of real estate professionals may cringe when they hear that phrase as estimate value because it isn't rooted with a lot of market evidence. AVMs are based on solely square footage, bed bath count, zip code. It doesn't take into account so many other features of a home that contribute to the actual true value of the home. We broke ties with Zillow. We went national, they went national. What I want you guys to know is that these solutions out there, all of these iBuyers out there, they're still advertising these options because consumers are so excited to have options, to be able to choose what option is right for them to sell their home. They like having these options. They are not going away. They're here to stay. And there's so many campaigns that these iBuyers are doing right now, email campaigns, mailer campaigns to sellers out there, to where they're still getting the word out that, hey, we have these options, come investigate them with us. But the difference in what you guys have with QuickBuy, why the brokerage felt that this is the right option for you guys to have, or for these things that I have on the slide here right now. This is a for agents by agents program. Everyone in my company has a real estate background. So we want to support you in what's most important that you want to spend your time in real estate: listing, marketing, and selling homes. This is also all about your branding. All of the iBuyers out there, they want their yard sign out there because they know that that is how they attract more consumers their way. Big difference with QuickBuy, why Home Sale felt this was the right program for them, is that it is always going to be your yard sign, no matter what option the seller elects, because that helps you get all of your future listings and leads. Buyers want to see the home that you have listed, and if they don't like that home, you are hoping to work with that buyer for the transaction that works for them. Sellers in the neighborhood see you as a market leader that understands values in the neighborhood. They want to talk to you about you listing and selling their home. Lastly, but just as important, this is all about your commission. QuickBuy does not take a portion of your commission because we know how your hard-earned commission helps contribute to the revenue that you're looking to generate on a yearly basis. That is a very, very big difference from all the other national iBuyers out there. Now, let's briefly talk about those national iBuyers, their objectives, what they were able to achieve recently with these kind of solutions out there. So in case you guys aren't aware, they are trying to capture and create a consumer for life. It's not just about the options they're offering right then and there, but they are hoping to capture that consumer as a listing. They don't care if they buy their home. They're going to give them the options. They're going to let the consumer decide. And if the consumer is in that fact-finding stage where they're not ready to list their home, but they're investigating their options, those iBuyers are can continue to stay in touch to market to that consumer until they achieve that listing. I want you guys to remember that anytime you talk to a consumer about listing their home, whether it be traditional, whether it be with QuickBuy, they may be in that fact-finding stage. And no matter if they aren't ready for one of those options right away, once you get your foot in the door, don't take it out. Always market to a seller. Always stay in touch with them. Remind them that you were the person that brought them these options. So last year, for the iBuyers out there, the homes that they purchased, 160,000 purchased properties throughout the United States. Now, that sounds like a very small number. That is only the consumers that took the iBuy solution. So the consumers that looked at it decided it wasn't right for them, but listed traditionally. This is the number I want you guys to remember. That's the 90+% that looked at the option, but didn't take it and listed traditionally. Last year, that amounted to 5 million buy and sell leads. And when I say buy and sell leads, I'm talking about the listing for that seller's home. But don't forget, almost all of our sellers at the same time are looking to purchase a home too. So when you send a consumer away to an iBuy solution to look at something, when you don't offer QuickBuy, you're not just sending away a listing, you're also sending away a purchase as well too. So when you offer these options, it guarantees that you have the ability, a stronger percentage to secure 2 transactions with the consumer, the listing and their new purchase as well too. This is some of the marketing that these companies out there are doing before they get a consumer in the door, while they're getting a consumer an iBuy solution, as well as after they get it for them as well too. So again, it's that 90%, they look at the option, they don't take it. These iBuyers out there, they know that that is the percentage that doesn't take the solutions, but they already have the consumer's information in their company. What they are doing is they are continuing to stay in touch with them, because a lot of consumers sometimes take 3 to 5 months to make that final decision to sell their home. We want you to continue to talk to those consumers after they look at their solution, if they're not ready to list yet, to remind them that you were the one that brought those solutions possible to them. Now, and our habits have changed a little bit. That's why consumers are looking at these kind of options out there, because we want things that are more convenient for us in every single aspect of everyday life. We do it when we shop online, when we do it when we trade cars in, we do it so many different ways. Consumers decided they want it in real estate too, because they don't have the knowledge that we have as to how a transaction progresses from start to finish. It can be scary. It can make them nervous. They want to have options to be sure that whatever their final decision is, they investigated every option under the sun. They feel confident that the option they selected is right, and they confidently move down that path. When anyone trades a car in, I'm going to use this analogy. My CEO uses this all the time. You've got Kelley Blue Book wholesale value. That is when you trade a car in at the dealership. I just did it last weekend. I went to the VW dealership. I was done. I didn't want to have to worry about posting our car on Auto Trader, dealing with buyers from Facebook Marketplace, any of that. We traded it in. Everything was finalized that day. They took care of everything, title transfer, all of it. I know I left money on the table. I know what they're going to be selling my car for because I've seen the values out there, but I don't have the time and I don't want to worry about that. Now, if I did sell my car on Auto Trader, if I did do Facebook Marketplace, that would be Kelley Blue Book retail value. I left money on the table. Consumers are doing that every single day. They don't mind doing it in real estate too, because it's about what is most important to them, what their needs are with regards to their situation. Now, let me stress again that 90% of consumers still prefer to list with an agent as opposed to taking an iBuy solution. But almost 80% of them want to know what their home's iBuy value is before they make that final decision. When you offer QuickBuy solutions to a consumer, you are getting there first. You are closing the door to your competitors offering less interesting options to your seller. You're giving sellers the confidence to list with you or to select one of the other options that still gives you the listing, that still retains the option for you to sell that home. So let's go over what these solutions look like for you. We have 3 different solutions that we're going to go over, and then we're going to go into a little bit more depth and detail as to the needs that would be required from you, how everything progresses, questions that then a seller may have when you talk about this on a listing presentation with regards to what happens when I select something. So for any of you that are familiar with an iBuy solution, an immediate offer solution, QuickBuy immediate offer is going to be the most similar to that. What this allows the seller to do is receive a no obligation fair cash offer from QuickBuy. So sellers like cash options because it gives them a lot of security. Cash options can also give sellers a fast closing. We can close in as few as 14 business days, assuming everything is clear with title. Now, a lot of sellers like a cash option, but maybe a fast closing is not right for them. So we can accommodate a closing up to 60 days once they accept the offer to give the seller a lot of flexibility on this cash solution. Cash solution, what does it do for a seller? They don't have to get the home ready for the market. They don't have to call contractors to get it ready and schedule all of that. They don't have to worry about showings, open houses. What comes with those 2 things too? They've got to get the kids out of the house, the dogs out of the house. They've got to make sure that the house is always showing ready for a potential showing that you have scheduled, for an open house that you have upcoming for them. That's a lot of stress. A lot of sellers don't want to have to worry about that. They would rather take a percentage of their most probable sales price versus having to worry about getting all those things ready. So one other thing that I want you guys to think about, these benefits are not just for the seller, they're for you as well too. So when a seller has a cash option that takes away all the stress from their sale, you are letting them focus on something else. And in almost every situation, it's going to mean for that seller, they are focusing on their new home purchase with you. Taking away the stress from the sale, you've let them focus on their home purchase, and you have made them one of the strongest buyers in a negotiation on their home purchase because our cash offer is not contingent on financing or appraisal. 2 transactions that you helped orchestrate for that consumer, 2 transactions that you still get. All of your referrals in the future, 70% of agents' future business comes from referrals from previous clients. You just orchestrated 2 amazing transactions for that client. I can't imagine the number of referrals you are going to get in the future for consumers that want to talk to you, want to hear about the options you have. Think about the business this will give you in the future when you have this kind of option for a seller. Now, we have a couple other programs too. So you've got QuickBuy Lock. Think of this as 100% certainty. This is the list with assurance for your seller. So the seller got the immediate cash offer from you. They like it, but they're wondering if they could test the market with you, all the while keeping a cash offer as a backup for that just in case. This is exactly what QuickBuy Lock is. So you allow the seller to lock our cash offer in ahead of time, lock it in as that backup option. We've got a little bit of pricing protocol from the QuickBuy department, and then you get to list the home for the seller, all the while them keeping the cash offer open for that just in case they can't sell on the market, just in case something happens to the family, just in case they're listed this summer, they're nearing the beginning of the school year and they haven't sold and they want to take that cash option, move, find that new home to purchase, do all of that before the school year starts. When you lock this cash offer in for the seller ahead of time, they lock it in, they're able to accept the cash offer anytime for up to 150 days after they lock it in. There is going to be a fee for them to lock the cash offer in as a backup, whether or not they end up taking the cash offer or not. That fee is going to be a 1% fee off of their contract price and a $7.95 program fee. Those are not upfront fees. They are fees paid off of the closing of their sale. And it gives sellers the assurance not just to list with you, but to list sooner because you have secured a backup for them before you listed their home. So one other program that we have for you guys that, again, this is the key to you securing a listing with the seller. This is the key to a seller having flexibility in their options. QuickBuy Leaseback. So a lot of sellers don't just like the cash option, but also like having flexibility on their move out date, flexibility on their new purchase date. This is exactly what QuickBuy Leaseback is. So it allows the seller to close on the sale to us with QuickBuy Immediate Offer, have their sale proceeds out on the day of closing, just like they would on a traditional sale, but have flexibility on their move out date and their next steps with you with QuickBuy Leaseback. So currently, 40% of sellers that took QuickBuy Immediate Offer options last year also took the leaseback option. That is a very compelling number. Actually, I believe with home sale agents last year that offered QuickBuy and sellers that took the immediate offer, I believe you guys were closer to 50%. So that means sellers just didn't like the cash option. They also wanted to pair it with a leaseback option so they could have less stress, more flexibility on not just their move out date, but flexibility on being choosy purchasing a new home. So the cost for this, because any sort of option is going to have an associated cost for a seller. The cost for leaseback is going to be 1% of the contract price per month, but calculated daily for a seller that doesn't need a full month of leaseback. So let's use a home, for example, just an average price point, a home that's valued at $300,000. So if a seller wanted to elect a month of lease back, that would be $3,000 a month. Let me tell you what leaseback does offer your seller, because it is going to be a higher rent than what market rents are out there. But here's the things that the seller doesn't have to worry about with leaseback that made it the difference for sellers last year that wanted it. So they don't have to move twice. They don't have to pay movers twice. They don't have to worry about short-term housing, short-term storage. No difference in work or school commute while they're finalizing their next purchase with you. And one other thing that I want you guys to think about with QuickBuy Leaseback, let's say you have a seller before closing, they say, you know what, Jennifer, I want to do 60 days of leaseback. I think that gives me plenty of time to look for the new home with you, to finalize it, to move out. We go to close, day of closing, seller has their sale proceeds out. First day of them being an occupant in the property, they start looking at homes with you. They find their dream home on day one, make an offer, it's accepted, and they're able to close in 30 days because they have their sale proceeds out and they don't have a contingency. They have everything kind of wrapped up and put in place there. So they're going to say, Jennifer, we're moving out on day 30. What happens to those other 30 days of leaseback that we didn't use? Well, this is another great option with leaseback. So the day that you have the keys to the home, the day you confirm with QuickBuy that it's vacant, broom swept, and all of the items that are in the home that we valued it in and are still there, we can refund the seller those 30 days they didn't use. So while QuickBuy leaseback might not be market rents, it gives so much flexibility and peace of mind to sellers out there. And that's why 40+% elect to take it last year with the QuickBuy immediate offer. So I would like to move on to talk to you guys a little bit about success stories, but also just as important, what type of homes does QuickBuy purchase? Who should I be talking to this about? Who is going to be taking this kind of option? Now, you guys see on the screen here, these are actual homes that we purchased the past few years with QuickBuy. Lots of homes in average to above average condition. You guys see a lot of single family homes. We also do purchase townhomes and condos, so long as those communities and those HOAs allow corporate ownership. What you guys don't see on the screen here is homes that are in great disrepair, homes that would need months upon months of repair, homes that are unique. So QuickBuy, we are purchasing average homes. We're purchasing homes that are in average or above average condition because we want you to be able to get these homes on the market for us in just a few weeks. We are not a rehabber that is going to be spending 3, 4, 5 months rehabbing a home. We want you to be able to list these homes soon. We have offers that are much higher than a lot of other, let's just say, we buy ugly homes investors out there. They definitely serve a purpose out there for different consumers, but they are targeting consumers that have homes that need a lot of rehab and updating. And they're typically making offers that are about 70 cents on the dollar. Hey, QuickBuy, we make higher percentage offers than that. We're also looking for homes that you can get on the market quickly. So if you have a home that needs a lot of repairing, that is uninhabitable, that is unique, QuickBuy is not the right buyer for those homes. Now, what I want to tell you, the way that you're able to talk to this about to a seller and qualify it for a seller is you go on the QuickBuy app before your listing presentation. You answer 10 questions, takes about 60 seconds. It's really, really quick. You could actually do it in your car when you're at your listing presentation so that you know if these options may be available to that seller or not. We never want to offer a seller things that aren't available to them. You want to focus on the options and the items you have available for someone. So go on the QuickBuy app before a listing presentation, answer 10 questions so that you can see if these options are available for them. And honestly, most of the homes for sellers that you talk to are going to qualify. One sentence, this is going to help you qualify so many of them. Is it a conforming property in an active marketplace? So conforming, does it look like a number of homes in the area? Square footage, bed bath count, home size, lot size, all of that. Number of homes, doesn't have to be every, but we want it to be conforming. And that active marketplace are the recent closed sales, under contract comps, and listed comps that will help support the correct underwriting value for the home. Now, we underwrite these homes initially. So if a home is unique, if a home doesn't conform to the marketplace, that's when it's difficult to ascertain the underwriting value that a typical buyer would pay for a home. If it is unique, if it is hard to quantify value, we're not going to make an offer because we don't want to undervalue the home or overvalue the home. That hurts someone in the transaction. We don't want to hurt the seller, don't want to hurt QuickBuy, and mainly we don't want to hurt you because any sort of negative interaction with the seller hurts the relationship that you were hoping to foster with them. So there is no ceiling on the value in the program. It just has to conform to the marketplace. So if the home is $1 million home surrounded by other $1 million homes, it's likely going to qualify. If it's surrounded by $300,000 homes, it's unique. It's going to be hard to quantify underwriting value and it's not going to qualify. There is a floor on the value that we require the homes to be valued at in order to be in the program. And the home has to be valued over $100,000 with the current finishes in place in order to qualify. I want you guys to think of QuickBuy as your proactive solution to talk to more sellers, to get in the door, to offer all of your options. If the home is currently listed with you, listed with another brokerage, or listed FSBO, or has been listed in one of those options within the last 6 months, it's not going to qualify for QuickBuy options until it's been off the market for 6 months. Reason being, once it's been off the market for 6 months, any buyer perception or blight has been removed. We want to make sure that when we buy a home that you have an easy time listing and selling it so that you can get your commission as fast as possible. I talked about the homes on the last slide that qualify. Here are the homes that don't qualify. Anything that is multifamily, so anything 2-unit or above is not going to qualify. Commercial properties don't qualify. Land doesn't qualify. And any home that's would be considered manufactured or mobile will not qualify for QuickBuy options. And again, all of this information is going to be in the app. Don't feel like you have to remember it, but Jen in training and development in your brokerage has tons of information for you guys just in case you don't remember or you want to look at a sheet. But what I want you guys to think about when you're going on a listing presentation, how QuickBuy is going to fill in, how it's going to kind of fall in seamlessly with what you guys already do with regards to qualifying a home and talking to sellers. So steps that you guys already take, QuickBuy is going to fit in with that. You guys do discovery, whether it be on the phone, talking to a seller before you go in person and talk to them, or maybe at the listing presentation. So you've qualified the seller's home ahead of time on the QuickBuy app. You've answered those 10 questions. Now you are able to say, you know what? I can list your home for sale, but you may be interested in immediate cash options from QuickBuy, an investor my brokerage works with. I can get a QuickBuy offer for you. I can bring it back and you can decide which home sale option I have for you is best. Talk a little bit more about the solutions. You have some pieces that marketing has produced for you within the brokerage. It's good to take those pieces because you can fit it in with your listing presentation information, benefits that you can talk about, benefits you leave for the seller to look at later on if they're not ready to progress with anything at that time. But you're going to have a lot of sellers at this point that see you guys still as a market leader. They're happy that you have these new options because real estate has changed and market leaders revolve and change with when the industry changes. And they're like, you know what, Jennifer, this is great. I just want to list my home traditionally. I need the most money on my sale. These cash solutions aren't right for me. That is still a successful presentation. Take the opportunity and get that listing agreement signed and get that home listed because you put the information in that consumer's head. They're likely going to tell other people about it because everyone talks after they sell their home about everything they did. Like, oh no, they're going to tell their friends and family. I heard about a cash solution with my home sale agent. It wasn't right for me. I listed my home with them. They got it under contract in a week. We sold. We got more than we ever thought we would. They're going to tell people they know that you have these options, and it's going to bring people your way that want to investigate those options with you. Now, a lot of sellers are going to say, absolutely, I want to see what that looks like. No obligation to take the offer and no cost to review it. How do I get that? And this is when you say, you know what, I do all of that for you. You just sit back. I'm here at the home. I'm going to take some photos because the analysts need to see the finishes on your home so they can compare it to other homes in the area to find out what the most probable sales price is. So you take photos while you're in the home, current photos while you're in the home. No MLS photos, no photos from a FSBO seller, no photos from the seller just in general, because we want you to show the seller that this is only something they can get from you and how having a real estate professional involved in the transaction adds value and expertise. So you take photos on the app, you can do them a couple different ways, and you're going to get a link to a video you can watch later on to figure out whichever way you want to do it. You answer a few questions on the app about the home, the market. Another question that it's going to ask you, what would be the listing commission if you were listing the home traditionally? And that's both sides. So both the buy side and the sell side. And then we need the seller's name and address so that we can assign a name to the contract and an address to research the area. You submit it on the app. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It's a very smooth, fast process. And after you do it the first time, it's just going to seem like riding a bike. You're going to get an email from us in about an hour after the submission is complete. We're going to confirm a few details. We may call you while we're researching everything. We may not. If we don't call you, you're going to get contract and paperwork in about 1 to 2 business days after we receive everything from my coworker, Paula. She is a real estate professional. She's retired from active real estate, but she still has her license. and she was a broker for over 3 decades. She's going to email you the paperwork, but she's going to call you as well too, so that if you have questions or if you anticipate the seller having questions, she can give you that information so that when you schedule that in-person delivery of the contract, that in-person exchange, so that you can deliver the contract, let the seller look at it, see if it's right for them. You have knowledge and information should the seller have questions about the options you're offering them. Just know that whatever option the seller elects, they elect QuickBuy, it is still your listing opportunity, because when we buy the home, you are listing it for us. They don't like it, you secure that traditional listing with them because you made these options possible. You made these options that are no obligation and free for the seller to review, for them to be convinced and feel secure that traditional listing with you is right for them. Now, a lot of sellers, before you get the offer, are going to ask, what is the difference with a cash option with QuickBuy and what I would net selling traditionally? So we usually suggest, and Paula is going to suggest, when you take the offer out to a seller, to produce a net sheet. And I know that in home sale, you guys do this all the time, because you want to make sure the consumers you talk to are truly informed as to what they're going to net if they sell their home with you, if they list it on the multiple listing service and sell it. So when you have that net sheet, you can tell the seller and show them specifically, I'm going to get the QuickBuy contract for you. The analysts are going to look at the market, but typically a QuickBuy immediate cash offer is going to have a 5 to 7% difference in what you would net on a traditional sale with me. Now that's net. So after carrying costs, after costs they have while they're on the market, seller concessions potentially, anything like that. Then that net sheet that you produce is also going to show the seller, here's what your true closing costs for closing on the home will truly be. We don't have that information because we don't have intimate knowledge about the seller's mortgage, their taxes, all of that, but we know that you guys do, so that they can have that true knowledge as to what their offer will be, what they would net in difference. Now let's go on to more detail where that 5 to 7% difference comes in. So there are costs that the seller will have on any option they select to sell their home. If they elect to go traditional or QuickBuy, they're going to have commission. In the QuickBuy contract, it's going to have a resale fee that directly correlates to the commission you entered in the QuickBuy app. They still have that fee. It's passed along to QuickBuy. We have that fee when we own and sell the home with you. We are reserving it from the seller so that we can pay that out to you, home sale, and a cooperating brokerage when you list and sell the home for us. Now, if the seller wants to list their home traditionally, they are going to have cost of ownership while they own the home and progress towards closing. So they have their market ready prep, they have carrying costs while they own it, mortgage interest, taxes, insurance, seller concessions, all of that. They don't have that if they take QuickBuy, but those costs don't go away. They transfer to QuickBuy. So part of our QuickBuy program fee, which is 9 to 11%, that's detailed in the QuickBuy contract, the actual amount, half of that cost is the cost of ownership so that QuickBuy can own the home. We can get it market ready. We have costs for the hard money loan that we have, potential seller concessions, carrying costs. And the other part of that QuickBuy fee that is in the contract, that is about the 5% profit margin that we are hoping to make to keep the program up and running so that we can continue making offers to you and all of our other QuickBuy partners and purchase homes. So when the seller sells traditionally, their net is typically going to be about 10 to 12% less than their contract price. Of course, taking out whatever the closing costs are typically going to be for their area. If they elect the QuickBuy immediate offer, it's going to be typically 15 to 17%. That's where that 5 to 7% difference comes in. Now, if they elect QuickBuy Lock, it's going to be additional 1%, no matter if they sell with you traditionally and elect Lock, or they list with you and they elect Lock and they take the QuickBuy immediate offer at some point. Now, if they elect the QuickBuy leaseback, that's going to be 1% of their contract price per month, but calculated daily for sellers that don't need a full month of leaseback. Now, you got the contract, you schedule that in-person delivery to the seller, you brought it to them. This is when the seller decides, their needs versus the cost of convenience. This is when you want to remind them their motivation to look at and see the quick buy offer. Was it they have to move quickly? Was it they can't accommodate showings because they have someone sick in their household? Was it they can't accommodate showings because they're moving out of the area, or they're orchestrating things, or they two professionals that have both received promotions recently and they can't deal with all of this? Remind them their motivation, because they're going to use that and look at that cost of convenience to determine if that's right for them. If they decline the quick buy offer, they're not declining you. They are just declining an option, a contract that didn't make sense to them. Make sure you take that listing opportunity, secure the listing, because you were the one that made these options possible. Now, typically it's about 7 to 10% of sellers that elect to take the quick buy option. With quick buy home sale sellers last year, it was actually closer to 16% that took the quick buy option. You guys were way above the average of national iBuyers and quick buy accepted offers last year. So 16% of sellers that were offered the option took it last year. So when your sellers elect a quick buy option, I want to tell you these steps right here, how you're involved. So this is an outright purchase between quick buy and the seller. There is no agency at this stage, but we are working with your brokerage. We're getting them paperwork. So as soon as we own the home, we have a game plan for getting everything ready. We have a game plan for when you're going to have the home listed on the market for us. Once we get the contract back from you, we need to execute a contract. We are going to schedule an inspection. We're going to schedule that with the seller, but should the seller not be able to accommodate, we're going to ask you from some ministerial acts, the ability to open up the home so that the inspector can come in and complete the inspection. This is very similar to a typical buyer inspection, but we are not going to be nitpicky. We're not looking at finishes in the home because you gave us so many photos on the app, and that's what our contract price was reflective of, the finishes in the home. The inspection is looking to see if there are any major system issues, things that would affect a future buyer's appraisability or financeability. We're going to waive as many things as we can. The ones that we cannot waive, we're going to go back to the seller and we're going to give them two options. Would they like to correct the repair before we close on the sale of the home? Or would they like us to adjust their net proceeds to account for a credit so that we can either do that repair after closing, or we can hold that credit for a potential agent and buyer that requests that credit when you have the home listed for us? So they're going to pick one of those options. We're progressing towards closing. We close on the sale of the home. We're working with your designated contact at home sale so that we can get the home ready. They're going to get utilities in place, lawn service started, pool service started if the home has a pool, regular sales cleans, so that when you have the home listed, it's always welcoming and ready for buyers. We may ask you for some suggestions on what we needed to do the home. We may be talking to the home sale quick buy contact about that, but we're going to be working on a few things so that when the home is listed, it's welcoming and ready for buyers out there. We need you on either the day of closing or the day before closing to confirm the home is vacant, broom swept, everything that we value, the home is still in there, and we need some property photos from you confirming that. Now, we're working on all of the stuff that either your home sale contact suggested or you may have suggested, and we're going to have it listed very soon. Once we give the brokerage the permission to list the home, you are going to get a 1% advance on your commission, and then the balance of your commission will be paid at closing just like it normally would. But imagine if we do improvements to the home and it lists and sells for more than our initial value, that's what your commission is based off of, that final sales price on the home. Now, tons of benefits that are going to be for the seller, but a lot of these benefits translate to you as well too. So you gave the seller a very certain, fast process that allowed them to take away the stress on their sale, allow them to move on their next transaction, be a ready buyer on that next purchase transaction that you should be working with them on. You have been central to the entire transaction. That is who the seller is going to remember, that their home sale agent made this option possible. They're never going to remember the name of the investor. That's going to bring you all of your future referrals. When you have any of these options accepted, it is always your sign in the yard, because that gives you all of your future listings and your leads. And again, this is a home that QuickBuy has purchased. It's vacant. Not only is it easy to show because you don't have to coordinate kids, pets, executives trying to make sure everything's ready to get out of the home. But we haven't owned the home very long. We don't have an emotional attachment. We are negotiate fast and swiftly with any offers you bring us. Now, support that you guys are going to have after today. We have a lot of support for you, not just in today, not after today, but with everything going forward with our relationship with you guys. We have marketing materials, but Dawn has marketing materials and home sale already ready for you guys. That is going to be easier. That's going to populate your photo, your agent information, but we have some other pieces too, should you like to use them. And on this site that I'm going to send to you later on, there is also a very small 1-minute video that shows you how to modify any of those pieces should you want to do that. Some of those pieces are going to be social media posts, postcards, flyers. Think about things for your listing presentation. Don't forget open houses, because a lot of buyers that come into an open house don't have their home listed yet. This is your opportunity to target them as well too. We have monthly emails that we send you guys on market information and how QuickBuy can kind of help you pivot with things going on in the market right now. We have an agent portal. We have a monthly Q&A that's a fourth Thursday of the month that has a special topic every month. Again, going over with what's going on in real estate and how QuickBuy helps you combat that. The other thing that you guys are going to get is going to be 2 QuickBuy certified agent badges. This is a very easy way for you guys to focus, to sell consumers that you have these options simply in an email. You can use it in your email correspondence. So underneath your your BHHS home sales signature, put one of the QuickBuy certified agent badges. And this is a sentence that one of my agents used a long time ago that really got her foot in the door talking to more sellers. Ask me about other options to sell your home. Just a little bit of information, but enough information to pique a consumer's interest and to get them calling or emailing you asking what that means. Again, you want more options to get your foot in the door talking to sellers, more options to close the door so that the seller doesn't investigate similar but less enticing options with a competitor of yours. Now, I've got the QuickBuy app QR codes on the screen here. I'm going to send this to you later on today in a follow-up email. Please be sure, whether it be now, whether it be later on today, to download the QuickBuy app, because this is the only way you pre-qualify a seller's home, answer those 10 easy questions before your listing presentation, and you go further on the app for sellers that want to see their QuickBuy immediate offer. When you register on the app, use your full name, brokerage name, and don't forget your email and phone number that you use for real estate. That's how we contact you when your submissions go through to the QuickBuy offers team. When you register on the app, you're going to get a 6-digit code. You don't see it in your inbox right away. It likely went to your junk or spam folder. Look in there, enter the 6-digit code back into the app, and you are fully registered to use the app for any future listing presentations. Now, I have a very quick 1-minute testimonial from one of our agents in the Midwest. Carrie is from Indiana, a lot of similar home values to what you guys have in Pennsylvania and Maryland. And he was able to use 2 different QuickBuy options to work and make a seamless set of 2 transactions for a seller.
Hey, I'm Kerry B., a real estate agent here in Indiana. And guys, it is true. QuickBuy really is a lead generator tool. My QuickBuy so happened, just like they talk about in the trainings. I marketed my immediate offer solutions, and a couple contacted me because they needed a quick sale on their current home so they could buy their dream home. More specifically, they had already found a custom home that they wanted to build, and the builder was the one who told them they needed to find either a cash buyer or someone who could buy their home fast so they could get the equity from their home to help put the down payment on their new custom built home. You know, the sellers contacted me, I contacted QuickBuy, and not only did they sell to QuickBuy, but we were able to do a lease back so my sellers did not have to do a double move. You know, it was a win-win for everybody. For me, the QuickBuy app was truly easy to use, and the staff was very helpful and efficient in the entire process. I would highly recommend that you utilize QuickBuy in your practice.
Thanks, Carrie. And I know you guys are going to have very similar experiences that Carrie had and be able to use it in similar situations to capture more listings. So support, just to kind of wrap up the support that we have for you guys today and after today, this is really all about the trainings that you have. We have a marketing next steps training, should you ever want to go through that. You guys have the app, which is your easy button so that you can get these options to a seller. Marketing materials, monthly articles, and information that we give you. This is your lead generation, so don't forget that. But Paula is also here when you get the offer to coach you through any questions that you or the seller may have. And we are constantly doing and going through quality assurance to make sure that the program is always simple, always up to date for all of our partners out there. One thing that I want to end with for you guys, QuickBuy really does help you guys capture more listings. So on average, the national average of conversion rate as an agent, when you just go out and talk about traditional listing, is typically about 35 to 40%. But when you mention QuickBuy options, when you get an option for a seller with QuickBuy, your conversion rate goes almost all the way up to 79%. So again, doesn't just get your foot in the door, but it closes the door on you being able to get the listing, not letting any other competitors in. It really does help you get a higher conversion rate with securing listings with sellers. So more options for sellers, more leads and more listings for you. And you get to illustrate to sellers your expertise as a market leader because you have traditional sale and convenient, immediate solutions to satisfy their curiosity. Now I'm going to stop sharing. And I want to see, do any of you guys have any questions? I don't think I saw anything in the chat group, but I'd love to open this up. If you guys have questions, please feel free to unmute yourself. Well, if none of you guys have questions, I'm going to let you guys go for the day. You're going to get an email from me later on. It's going to have some follow-up notes. Maybe you think of a question later on. It's going to have all my contact information there. So don't hesitate to give me a call, email me. We'll go over any questions that you guys have so that you can feel confident using these options. Thanks so much, you guys. I so appreciate being able to take up an hour of your time. I hope everyone has a wonderful day.